So let's say you've got multiple tracks and maybe they're all different parts of a live drummer. Maybe one of them is like the kick drum, the snare, the hi-hats or whatever. And you're trying to line everything up to the grid here. So you're trying to warp the track. What you can actually do is warp them all at the same time. And that way, when one is warped, it'll warp all of them identically so that they all match. Good for vocals as well, and loads of different things. Typically what you want to do though is if you're warping multiple tracks, if there is a drum track that you can warp with the other tracks, that's probably the last one you want to choose. And what I mean by that is if this was a vocal and this was a drum part, you would want to choose the drum part later because it's easier to warp a drum part than a vocal. I hope that makes sense. So once we do that, when we start warping our song, and right now I'm just dropping markers as an example, if we come back, you'll see that the same markers are on both tracks. And in order for this to work, the files have to be the exact same size. In other words, if this one was shorter like that, it wouldn't work. So the trick to that is if there are tracks that you're trying to line up and one's shorter than the other, what you want to do is highlight the longest one, then highlight the shorter one, and then Command J, and it'll consolidate both of them to the same length. And then from there you can warp both tracks.